Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, how are my darlings, my beauties, my wonderfuls? Okay, yeah. Oh, and happy spring, happy spring. And I'm probably going to be saying that throughout the next few recordings because, yeah, I kind of feel like talking. I kind of feel like spring cleaning my thoughts. Yeah. So join the ride. Yeah. Because, and I'm going to be talking about my to do list for the rest of 2026. And also, I'm going to be writing a lot over the next, well, don't forget to finish your taxes. I'm trying to finish, but Amazon's being an absolute terrible, dreadful nightmare. And it's funny, okay, because yeah, this episode is about lies, so I might as well include Amazon in this story because oh yeah, don't forget to check out my Patreon because with my Patreon I come with receipts and evidence on majority of the things I talk about: dating nightmares, politics, my disability life, and just tons of material. So yeah, and if you're brand new, I have not too far from 650 episodes, and soon I will be on the other channel starting out, and I will not. Oh, and speaking of, yeah, it's like a lot of my efforts trying to start a business. So I'm probably going to have another episode all about lies from business people and how people deceive you, lie to you in order to just take your money and things. Because, oh, I could talk about all of that. Oh, babies. But with Patreon, I show real life screenshots of men either hating me about my politics, my education, my standards. But the only reason I have my standards is because the hate so many men have given me because of who I am. It's like, if you hate who I am, don't try to change me. Don't deal with me. Don't date me. Don't talk to me. You know? Yeah, this episode might just not be what I was originally going to talk about, or it's going to be a series, which yeah, I do a lot of series, but whew, babies. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do another one about the businesses because like I've had goals and dreams for years and years, but told I was not allowed to. Told I was going to get kicked out of the house, so it's like I didn't. I was trying to, be the good daughter, even though everything and anything I did was not good enough, or I must be lying, or I must not really trying, but I'm trying too hard, or I'm trying to be like my perfect sister, but then I'm never gonna be good enough. Yeah, like all of this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. So yeah, it's just at the end of the day, you're only gonna make yourself happy. And there's this one person right now who they're trying their best to not make me happy, but they don't know I have been through it. I have been through hell and back, as some people say. It's like the heartbreak and knowing that certain people were never going to love me because they were so just focused on making sure I knew that no one else was going to love me and that no one would love, like, yeah. And they didn't, that was damaging enough. But now I've learned how I had to get thicker skin. And I hate that because sometimes it's just like, I'm tired. Having thick skin is exhausting. And the mental load of thick skin, because when other people try to hurt you, like like a lot of the screenshots like with my Patreon, when I say I have evidence, I have evidence. When people are calling me the N word, the C word, the B word, the P word, the elemental, all of the words, because they're trying to change me, because they hate who I am. And like I said, like some people lie about me just to make themselves feel better. Because there's this one chick, this one girl, this one joke of a person, yeah, she's a joke. Um, and she might try to turn around and say, because I've spoken about her, I've told the truth about her, and she didn't like that truth. Because when you have the nerve to try to say, or at least first, you put me down for my disability, and then turn around and say you have a disability, but then come back around and say that I'm not good enough because of my disability. Maybe they need to put a mirror in front of their face when they say that. Because sometimes people lie because the exact things that they're saying about you is what they think of them. And sometimes I wonder, was that my mother? Did my mother think that about her? Like all of the things that she said about me, did she think about her? Because she said as long as I walk like this, no one's ever going to want me, love me, or marry me. Since I was a child, because she took me to the doctors, and doctors like and sometimes people don't lie on purpose, but they still lie, or they lie because of their bigotry, their hatred, their stupidity, their ignorance, or that they just want to be right and they don't care to do research. They just, because some people are going to lie to you and later on say, well, I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? I didn't know to do my research. I didn't know to ask first. I didn't know to check on something first. I didn't know that I need to ask you questions so that I can have a better hypothesis or theory or thoughts or opinion. Of course not. That's exactly what those doctors did. They basically wanted to be right without doing anything. And so the consequences of that was all on me. Part of why I have the thick skin. Part of why when people like this one joke of a person lies about me, I sometimes it still kind of hurts, but it hurts to the point where it's just like, why are you this desperate? Is your life this demeaning? Is your life this pointless? Can you not find a good enough hobby that the only thing that you can find yourself doing is putting other people down? But then when you do that, you end up lying and trying to twist the truth, just like that orange man, which is one reason why a lot of people voted for him, because they liked the way he twisted the truth. When he was running, he kept saying, "Oh, I'm not going to start a war." Yeah, take a really long sip of that boiling hot, steaming, like petty tea on that one. If you like it cold, just hold the ice. Icy, yeah, you know. But this demographic is eating cats and dogs. Later on, found out that was a lie. hmm And then the current vice president was like, "Oh yeah, we needed, stuff to listen to. We need to get attention." So lying about a demographic of people and make like to the point where they had threats against them. Really? Really? I'm the least racist guy out there. Babies. Which demographic has he not put down other than able bodied straight white men? Which ones? Which ones? Because even the reality check of some of these palm colored white women, oh yeah, well I said, well, the colonizing women are just now realizing they are a part of DEI. The lies that were told to them for so many decades, they thought they were just as good as long as they were submissive enough and listened to their man and did everything they said, and what to do, what to say, how to do it, what to cook, what to clean, and how to wipe their butt. Yeah, yeah. Some of them are just now finding out they are a part of DEI. Some of them are just now finding out how laws are going to be against them too. Yeah. And speaking of lies, yeah, he said again that he wasn't going to start a war, and that was going to be Kamala. And then he wanted to put down, oh, and say that Biden didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't know what he was doing. He was blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. But, um, yeah, he also said that the grocery prices were going to go down. Um, how are your receipts looking? He said the gas prices were going to go down. I'm hearing people are canceling their vacations and now they're riding scooters and they're doing other means of transportation in order to save money because of the gas prices. But then people are still like a lot of the MAGA Fox News type of people. Yeah, they're still trying to say, you know, the short term, yeah, all that. Yeah, still focused on life because he said, oh, because who wanted the Nobel Peace Prize? Who kept saying they deserve the Nobel Peace Prize? I kind of wonder if he was trying to get that Nobel Peace Prize for like 2025 because like underneath, like he knew that he was probably going to start this. And that his only opportunity was 2025 because that war itch was getting up on him, and he knew he was lying that whole time. And so, I mean, in my opinion, this is all in my opinion, but I'm just kind of wondering, was he so determined to get that award because he knew that war itch was not going to be able to contain itself? There's no ointment for, that type of itch, especially when it comes to that type of white man, you know you know even though now people keep saying, well, we weren't in, such danger and everything like that. But even the whole lot, like, I'm going to do a whole definition or a whole episode on the definition of war, love, and the love of war. Because even listening to them now, it's a war. It's not a war. It's not a war. It's an excursion. But then it's funny, like when each time I hear like someone read off the definition, because at first I was like excursion, like because this was like a couple hours when it first started and I first heard, I was like, I don't remember excursion being that. Like I'm like, okay, this like excursion must have another definition because yeah, excursions are when you travel. I heard like when you do those tours and when you do like the climbing like expeditions and stuff like that. I was just like, I must be confused, but then people keep reading different definitions, and it's to a point where dictionary.com, ooh, back in the day, like it's like I'm not on Twitter anymore. Yeah, I still call it Twitter. I don't even care because that the bigoted stuff that goes on in that Twitter. Whew, dictionary.com used to go ham. I wanted to apply because I'm like, ooh, you get to have fun, like, and like with words and twisting of it around to the point. Oh yes, it's like the way they were dragging. Especially there was one with Wendy's and McDonald's because they had a little war, and dictionary.com got in the middle of it, and I was like, yes, you petty dictionary. Okay, I like you. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like, I hope they have, some people to do, like, because right now, excursion and war. It's like dictionary. Can you maybe do a remix and be like, okay, for the updated dictionary of 2026, we see we need some updates with the definition of war and excursion. And or while this guy is in the White House. And we might even need a new definition for president, because this hot mess we got going on right now because of this person in the White House. Yeah, I think we need a new definition for president. Yeah. Uh yeah. And also we need a definition for what's under his neck and on his, and I have a disability and everything, so it's like, but part of me I'm just like, they keep lying. Oh, cuz he shook so many hands. What? No. No. And see, with that line, yeah, I'm gonna be going to different doctor websites. I'm gonna be asking different AI and everything because I don't, yeah, like how hard are these people squeezing his hands? And it's like, also, speaking of lies, all lives matter, you guys are lying. Because what you guys are doing at these ICE centers to these people, if lives matter, you would have no business doing any of this. If all lives matter, the Supreme Court would not have passed where it's like people can go like chase people down based off of the color of their skin. That no, all lives matter. No, no. They're bringing back the all lives back to the definition of when this country first started. Yeah, because even there was that one congressperson, legislator, whatever. Um, her mom was born in Vietnam, so she is like part Vietnamese and stuff like that. But she was trying to even redefine the, let's see, how slavery wasn't wrong, how we define it in today's society when back then it wasn't wrong. I wonder if it happened to her people, how she would feel, or if she would redefine it a different way. Because that's another thing, because I keep saying this with the Republican Party. They are only voting against something if it directly hurts them. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's like when it came to like Medicaid for all and health insurance and stuff, she like she didn't really care, or especially she didn't even agree with much of any of the like either African American or Democrat or people of color or LGBT. Like no, like she nah, because remember like the Crown Act, and there was a couple other things that were African American based and stuff like that, and her remarks on why she voted against that. But yeah, you guys need to pay attention, look it up. But her and Lauren Boebert, but anyway. The lies of like, because she didn't care about most things until it directly hurt her children. And then even with the war, there's that one very popular video going around where this woman is having an interview at the gas station. Voted for him 3 times. You've also like I've done an episode about empathy. Once you tell me you voted for him all 3 times, you no, I don't have any empathy for you. I have to leave my empathy for the people that are fighting the war right now and fighting a war that we don't know, like, other than him trying to delay the Epstein files and release of the documents and the truth and everything like that, in my opinion. In my opinion. But more lies because it's like even now they're interviewing people talking about the war and did we really need this, like, and they write one thing and they say another because they have to obey their orange man because they love the power. I've talked about, see, and this is why I have over 600 episodes, like not too far from 650, but the power, once somebody gains so much power, and money equals power, which is the Republican Party is obsessed with, even like, and even the racism, because a lot of white people, especially in certain parts of America, think as long as I'm white I'm better than the richest black person. So even when you think about that type of power, there's power of money and race. And race was really like created in America. They defined who's white, and they redefined it. The definition of white has changed so many times because Hispanic people used to be considered white. Yeah, Hispanic people, Mexican people used to be considered white. And I think maybe that's one reason why so many of them wanted to vote for the Orange Man, because they still feel like they are a part of that. And even when it comes to the part of race on different documents, a lot of them, like I think in one of the studies I read, it was around 39%. They they still put white. And then the next highest percentage was other. Yeah. So I think when we think about why did groups of people vote this way, a lot of it is power and race and nationality, and also just like race is power. Racism is power. The starting of our police was based off of racism. One reason why police till this day still they follow tradition. They chase the black people. They track down the brown, like, yeah, because now the brown people aren't used to it yet. They're still kind of like, hold up, wait a minute, we're not, no, 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 we're not black, but you're not white. But they thought they were a part of that demographic for so long because of the lie. And also, certain white people they know that as long as we treat them like one of us until we don't need them again, until we don't need them again. And now we're at a phase where they don't need you, or at least not as many of you. Yeah, so. And if you voted for them 3 times, like, and the thing is, I want to have empathy, I want to have compassion and things like that. But black women, 92%, we've been telling you, but you didn't believe us. You thought we were lying. You thought the definition of racism, you thought the definition of our history, you thought the things that we have lived were just fiction. You thought we were exaggerating. You are just now finding out we were telling the truth. You are just now finding out we were being honest. We knew that what we were talking about because we fought racism and sexism. We know what we're talking about. It's like within history, so much of the truth has been open to you, but so many don't want to learn that. They want to read and watch and see the whitewashed history. They want to watch millionaires become billionaires and billionaires trillionaires. But then one day they want to say, one day I'll be like them, because of the trickle down. Even though with the trickle down, it's like usually they buy stocks. The companies buy stocks of their company with that. They give bonuses to their higher ups with that trickle down. It doesn't trickle down to you. What trickles down to you is sometimes tears, it's sometimes depression, it's sometimes just anxiety, it's despair, delusion. That's what trickles down because they lied at the top. They didn't want one single little drop to get to you. But then what happened during COVID? The billionaires became even bigger billionaires. The rich became even richer, while some people were just trying to survive. But then turn around, and those people who were trying to survive, who voted for the orange man, they were just like, oh, well, this time it'll work. Didn't work last time, but it'll work. Like second time's a charm. He's promising us all this stuff, even though majority of his promises didn't break through last time. Even though he said he had a health plan that was going to be better than Obamacare, and a lot of people were voting against, or they didn't want Obamacare because they wanted the Affordable Care Act, not knowing that it was the same thing, because they allowed Republicans to lie to them because of their like racism, because of their hatred for black people. They hate us so badly that while a black man was at least trying to help our country like as much as possible, because remember when he ran for office, Republicans even bragged that they were going to vote every single thing down that would have made the country better through him, because they didn't want him to look good. And then the Supreme Court justices, the orange man should not have had that third one. And so because like Obama was supposed to have it, but they're like, no, it's too close. But then and then even no, Orange Man wasn't even supposed to get two of them because it was so close with the last one. He wasn't supposed to. That was supposed to be Biden. That was supposed to be Biden, but the Republicans lied again. They're like, no, 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 we can do it. We're gonna rush it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna like they keep changing the rules. It's like Republicans love, like some Republicans love the Republicans so much because they will lie to get ahead, because they will bully to get ahead, because they will push down others to get ahead, to make sure that they look superior. And sometimes they do that through religion, and lie through religion, and force through religion. Yeah. I mean, if you don't see it, then hey, I'm not going to force you. I have provided so many episodes that provide so much evidence of all of this. It's like we even have pastors who are telling their ushers to close the doors until their congregation gives them enough money. We have pastors who are telling their congregation, you need to give me money so I can get a new jet or plane or whatever. The plane I already have is getting too old, so I need a new one. But then a lot of the congregation is, especially with the gas prices now. Oh, even though they want to brag about, oh, our stock, like we hit 500, 500, 5,000, like whatever that score was. It's like, oh, look, like you guys need to be thanking the orange. Like, thank him for what? People who don't have, like, just stocks and investments and things, they don't like. And then some of us who do, ooh, babies. Ooh, this can't say we can brag about the Dow anymore, can we? It's like some of these half truths, because yeah, you want to say that the Dow got to reach this, but then how has the homeless been? What are the numbers with unemployment been? How is mental health? It's like, then you want to have these people who, a lot of them can't even pass an open book test, run into cities and take over people to the point where, like, this is just for power. And a lot of these guys who are applying for these jobs, playing, they have that spark from the video games. I've told you about that one guy from the army who, yeah, I had to drop him real quick. He was the one that told me that the reason why he joined the army is so that he could legally eliminate people. He could not wait to eliminate people. That's what he wanted to do. That's why he joined. But then I remember asking them, okay, is that what you told the interviewer? Of course not. I lied. People lie for power. People lie so that they can do things that they have no business doing. Some people lie because their mental is so out of it, but they will do anything and everything they can in order to take over and to bully and to harass and just be hateful. Hatred runs deep in some of these people out here. A lie is not just a lie. Right now I have met somebody who, and the thing, I haven't even met her. But and the thing is, like, with all of her lies, she has figured out a way where, like, yes, I can lie about all that I want, but you can't lie about me. But all I've said was the truth, but the truth hurts. Because for a lot of these people, they love lying, but then once someone speaks the truth about them, truth hurts. And so, yeah, throughout this spring, throughout 2026, honeys, babies, sip that petty tea. Sometimes you have to be patient. Sometimes you just have to wait. Okay, just like brewing tea. Sometimes you just need to wait for those leaves to brew just right. You need to make sure the concentration is just a little bit more than normal. Because once you let that concentration they lose concentration. They lose count of all the lies. See, because that's already happening. Ooh, babies, I'm gonna be having some good story times in about 6 months to a year. Trust and believe. Oh, I'm going to be loving it too. And I think you're going to enjoy every sip. Every sip. Happy spring. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.